Hello everybody. How are you? I hope you're having an awesome day. Today's training, short and sweet, and it's about asking you a big question and to have a little bit of a look in the mirror about the way you might be showing up as the leader, as the CEO in your business. And I want to ask you today, what are you putting up with and why? So when it comes to your team, what are you putting up with and why? So the reason I'm putting this question to you today is because most people that I speak to, most entrepreneurs that I speak to in, small, growing, fast-growing businesses are accepting performance or accepting something when it comes to their team that is less than ideal. And one of the conversations that I have, one of the questions that I ask them is why? Why are you accepting that? And what we do, and what I want you to do today, is to really dig into, well, why is that okay? What resistance or what feelings come up when I say to you, well, why? Why are you letting that person do that? Why are you allowing that behavior to continue? Why are you accepting the status quo? And more to the point, why aren't you reaching and asking for more? So I'm sure if you're sitting there in this situation, you've got some people, maybe you've got some team members who are helping you, and you started out just grateful that somebody was helping you, and you've potentially moved a little bit beyond that to now wanting a little bit more from them. Or perhaps you're even at the stage where they're really not stepping up, they're not doing what you need them to do, and maybe you're even resenting when you're paying them. I really want you to sit with this question. Why? Why are you accepting it? Why are you allowing it? Because the thing is that people treat us the way we train them to treat us. So people treat you the way you train them to treat you. So every time that you're allowing something to continue, allowing somebody to behave in a certain way, to miss a deadline, to, not produce what you want them to do, and you're not addressing it, correcting it, changing it, reinstating what you're after, then you're actually sending a subconscious message that it's okay. And so what that is going to do is, I suppose, fuel the person to continue doing it. So people will therefore treat you the way you've trained them it's okay to treat you. So I'm sure if you're in this situation, you're probably feeling, maybe a bit confronted, and you maybe are getting some feelings in your belly, and that's totally okay. It's totally normal. But I want you to sit with it and and tap into, well, what feelings are coming up? What am I worried about? What am I scared of? What is stopping me from asking for more or getting more? So are you even asking for more? How clearly are you consistently asking for what you want? So is it the way somebody is doing their job? Is it the way somebody's doing something? So for example, or is it the way they're not doing something? So are they not being proactive? Are they checking with you too often? Are they, doing a final check with you before they send an email and you wish they would just send it? Are they making mistakes? Is there grammar mistakes? Is there spelling mistakes? Are they misinterpreting something? So is it the way that they're doing something? Are they not following your instructions? Are they not following your processes? Are they not trying to work it out for themselves before they come to you with a question? Is it the way that they're doing it? And so if somebody's doing something in the way that isn't quite right, then I want to ask you, have you explained to them what you want? Have you explained to them the right way to do whatever it is you're asking of them? Or maybe it's what they're doing. So maybe it's what they're producing. Maybe it's how well they're doing their job. Maybe it's, if they're a salesperson, maybe it's the sales that are coming in. If they are responsible for generating leads, maybe it's the number of leads that are coming in. If they're looking after your Facebook ads, maybe it's, how well things are converting. If it's what's being produced, if that's what's bothering you or annoying you, then I want you to think about, well, how well have I explained what I want them to do? And how well have I described what a great result is? And if I'm hesitating to describe it or re-describe what I want or how I want it, then I want you to think about why. Because when it comes to us setting big business goals, when we start our businesses, we sit down with a blank piece of paper and, we map out a plan. Like we say, this is the amount of revenue I want to bring in, this is how many sales I need, and we write it down and we put it out there. And typically what I see is people are unafraid of that. It's like, okay, I'm going to go for something. And then perhaps, a little bit of resistance comes up when you realize that you may not be actually hitting the big targets, and you may have some resistance around, creating such big goals again, perhaps, and that might be something that you work with. But you may have heard this before that, there's a really great, I suppose, concept around setting really big goals. And that is, this concept of a BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal. And that is like the change in behavior that's required to think bigger, to really push your business to get to that big goal that you've written down. So say you're earning 200,000, to get to $1 million, you've got to be doing things significantly different than if you just want to go from 200 to 250,000, for example. So the same kind of applies when it comes to your team. Like, you've got to sit there and start with writing down, well, how do I want my dream team to behave, to interact with me, to do their jobs? Like, you've got to dream big and you've got to write it down. And then after writing it down, secondly, you've got to start asking for it, telling people, putting it out there, giving the universe the opportunity to help you make it happen. Absolutely. But also give the people around you the opportunity to produce what and how you want. But for some reason, we have resistances that when we're smaller, growing businesses in that messy entrepreneurial stage. And I want to give you permission today to have high expectations, to want more from the people around you. And then I want to encourage you to lean in and be brave. Write it down and then start asking for it. Start telling people what you want them to do. Start correcting people when they're not doing what you want them to do in the most empathetic, compassionate, loving way possible. Point out everywhere where everybody needs to improve. Point out what you want done better, and steer everybody in that clear direction onto that path of what you're looking for, which is your dream team. So that's what I want to leave you with today, those thoughts around what are you accepting and then why. And if you're feeling lots of resistance, write it down and, think about how you overcome those things. And more to the point, write down what is it that you actually want from your dream team. How do you want people to work with you? And if you're feeling resistance around going and telling your team that and asking for that, then really start to dig into why. And of course, if you want a hand with some of this, if you sort of think, well, I don't know how to overcome some of these things, if you're starting to have thoughts like, who would want to work with me? I can't find great people. All of these things are fixable, because you absolutely deserve to be surrounded by a team that you trust and that can deliver your vision and your big goals. You deserve that. And I know it's possible for you. So if you're feeling resistance and you want a hand, reach out to me. We can deal with how to have those conversations. I can help you get all those thoughts out of your belly and down onto a piece of paper, what your dream team actually looks like, and then how you move forward to either recruit and find those people, or how you communicate really well to your existing people and turn them into the dream team, or at least give them the very best opportunity to be those people, and to stop leaving you feeling like you have to accept the status quo, and particularly if you're accepting something that's less than amazing. And I'm going to say it again, you deserve to be surrounded by a team of people who you trust and and you feel confident that they can deliver to your vision and your big dreams. So if you're not sitting with that at the moment, if you're not super excited and feeling empowered by the people around you, I want to challenge you to ask for more. And if you want a hand, reach out to me. I've got a couple of one-on-one spots left still for a November start. And we can just have a chat and see if it feels right to you and right to me to work together. the clients that I'm working with at the moment are having huge, significant shifts, not only in their business from the performance of their team, but also in the way they are thinking about themselves and their ability and willingness to actually ask for what they want and then get it. And everybody is suddenly feeling more motivated, more excited, and truly you end up with a transformational team which is driving your dreams. So reach out to me if that's of interest. Otherwise, just write these questions down, ponder them. What are you accepting and why? And what do you need to start having conversations with people about? Have an awesome day, everybody, and I'll see you again soon.